people. Hope everyone is doing good. There was a lot of chat about whether Daniel Farke or this Leeds team, the style of play, will work in the Premier League. I think there's a certain blueprint that we could go down. I think we saw a lot of signs of that in the Bristol game, and I'll discuss that as I go into the video. And it's about the way in which we attacked in certain times and how quick and how direct we got the ball forward. But the movement off the ball, the runners off the ball, and the precision of kind of the understanding of every player and what their role was really helped. So in this video, we're going to go through that, what that move is, how that can help, and how that's effective in the Premier League. There's a guy who did a similar thread on Twitter. I've forgotten his name, so I'll put him on the video. So go check that out. It's a really good thread on the similar passing patterns that I'm going to show in this video that really exploited Bristol. We really exploited space quickly in 1 or 2 passes in some cases, and it's really impressive. But anyway, this is the basic blueprint of what I'm going to show right here in front. So the pass is called the up, back and through. Some of you might have heard of it, some might not. That's what we call it here in England. It's probably got different names in other countries, different meanings. But for me, I know it as an up, back and through. Now, the basic concept of it, the first pass is up the pitch. Right? Quite simple. The second is a set backwards. And the third is a through pass. Right? Quite simple. So let's do the basic thing. As you can see here, Rodon, and I know this is small, I apologise, but this is only very quick, this part. Rodon has the ball up into the feet of Perrault, who will have their back to goal in these situations. That's up to Perrault. The second pass is a back. It's a set back. The third pass is a through. And this is where someone runs in through. Understand? So Rodon into Perrault, into Gruev, through to Solomon. Up, back, through. There's many variations of this, and I'll show how we did that in the game. But realistically, it's about exploiting space. That is what it is about. It's about getting the ball forward and quickly to bypass midfield or bypass a certain area of the pitch, as you've done with that pass. And then it's about setting back. This striker's got a key role in this because he comes off the line, which takes the defender out, sets it back. And then it's about indirects, exploiting the space, which Solomon is doing here. That's the core move. Let's get into the clips from the game. It's honestly, once it's in your brain, you see it so much in almost every move that we do going forward. And it's when it comes off, it's really effective. But this is the first one. It's in the first few minutes of the game. Bogle gives the ball to Nonto, who holds his man off. So there's the up from Bogle. The set back from Nonto. There's no real through in this one. But the first premise is there. But what you've done by Nonto getting deep is created space. Right? Remember that. So now, Bogle gets the ball, gives it into Aronson. That's the next step. Gets the ball in this space, gives it into Aronson here. Okay? Aronson turns. Now, one thing I really like is Perrault is staying out of this move because he doesn't need to affect the space. There's space to work. Aronson can turn on the ball. He has space to drive, which means he's got 2 options. And I've said attacking space behind my head. Attacking space. Aronson turns on the ball, and look, remember Bogle from before? He'll give the ball into Aronson, and he'll attack that space. And there he is, look. Attacking this space. That's one option. Can he play in behind into this space? Option 2. Can he play forward into Joel Perrault? Remember the up, back and through? The up into Joel Perrault. And look at Solomon's position. He's behind Perrault, ready for the set. The back. That's 2 options he's got straight away. He chooses Perrault. Now instantly, you're looking at this and you're going, right, he's going to give it to Perrault, he's going to set it to Solomon. That is what would usually happen in this situation. As Perrault sends the space, he's got time to turn. The ball up into Perrault. The set is on, but he doesn't do it. He holds and he waits. Solomon now is kind of a dummy guy. This is what's good about the up, back and through. You can use dummies, you can use third man runs, you can use late runs. because the easy option is Solomon. You don't want to do that. He waits and waits and waits. And there Firpo is, attacking that space in behind, being patient. Solomon is there. He's not attacking that space because he's marked. He's waited. And he's waited. And there's Firpo. Attacks that space. All he's doing, just attacking that space. And if you look at it from another way, assuming Solomon is not there for the back, it's quite easy to mark from this fullback. And you're a 3v2. And you're kind of waiting for Firpo. But in this situation, you're on different lines. It's difficult to mark Solomon. It just leaves so much space for Firpo to attack that space. And what I really like, another little detail, is 1, 2, 3. Good men in the box, good runs. Good runs in the box, unlucky not to score. Straight away, you can see how we're playing. You can see that we're using a set, a forward pass into a set. Then can we exploit the space, or can we play the ball through? 2 options. 2, and this is a deep one. This is what I really liked. We weren't afraid to do it in deep situations. Now, this can be a risk. Of course it can. And against good teams, you'll probably lose the ball. But likewise, it can really work. If you can get through this, you're in on their goal, and I'll show you why. You kind of narrow in the pitch. So there is space behind everyone. You want to be the guys who exploit it. That's what this is about. This is why it's, if you are playing out from the back, you need to be really concise and really confident in what you're doing. So yeah, as you can see, there's been some football before, but Ampadu gets it in this dangerous position here, and he just plays the ball into this area, knowing that Solomon, based on what they've done at training, should be in that area, should arrive. This is the up, from the up, back and through. And then boom, Solomon is in that space. He sets it back to Firpo, plays the ball through. And just look what it's done. And this is what I love about it. Look at Gruev's position here. The second that ball goes into Solomon, who drags the fullback with him, creating the space, the third man run that we spoke about from Gruev is there. And I love that. Because in this situation here, you know, we've done it this season where this will happen, but into midfielder that's running into that space, it's a striker. And it doesn't really exploit space because the striker's already deep. Whereas he's running into the depth. And as you can see, one pass there into Solomon. Solomon sets for Firpo. Firpo around the side. Third man run from Gruev. All through. Look at that. You've gone from this, which looks quite, you know, quite tight, to this in about 4 seconds. And this is what I mean. This is the risk side of it. Everyone's so narrow and so deep. But key to this is Perrault, again, in these situations, just sitting deep so them centre-backs can't push higher. And maybe Nonto as well, Nonto stayed high, just so you can pin them defenders, which creates the space around the sides. Otherwise, if Perrault's deeper, these defenders can be higher and there's not that space. But look at that. It's a fantastic move. It really is. Passing to Solomon, sets to Firpo. Gruev's gone into that space that's been left by Solomon, attacking that space. Fantastic. And now look, in 3 passes, and it's not a great pass from Gruev, it's a little behind Nonto, but if that's into Nonto's path, you're in on goal. And these are the type of things that we have to look at in the Premier League. For me. Because it's, if we're slow, or we're just quite side to side, I can see it's getting frustrated, getting picked off. You have to be direct, you have to be quick. And the runners off the ball are so key in all of this. Third one, and again, but this is in a tighter situation. This time Solomon's cut in from the wing. Again, he took 2 of his guys, he left these guys for dead. Plays the ball into Nonto. And what Nonto's done really well is, again, just Aronson's kind of played, and he does this a lot. He's kind of played that dummy run. He's just vacated the space. This is where he'd usually sit, but he's marked. So what he'll do, Aronson, he'll just vacate it. which just gives a little angle for Nonto to run into there. And there he's done it. Lovely football. Notice again. There's the up. Solomon into the space. Nonto sets the back. I know everyone's already looking. Joe Perreault is through. Now just see how this has worked. It's so impressive. It's quite basic, but it's to consistently find ways to do it in different areas of the pitch is very impressive. I'll go for it again. Solomon into Nonto in that dangerous space. Sets it to Aronson. Aronson plays through to Perreault. 3 passes. Key thing as well, Bogle is holding that width, he's staying wide, which means this guy can't close the space, because otherwise he's just got acres and acres, which is criminal. And again, just a little one. He was offside. That's not the point. The point, obviously, time is run better. Again, Solomon attacking space, key. But look, he's involved here. He's the one that gives the pass originally. His thought isn't to stay there. Oh, nice pass. No. Here he is. I'm going to attack that space. There he is. There's your reward. That's everyone else. Obviously, we know what happened. He squares it, but Perreault's offside. Yeah. But it's the right idea. It's really good. It's direct. It's quick. It's powerful. And this is just from another angle. And this is what the outstanding movement of Nonto. Nonto in this situation would probably usually be between these two guys. But he's just got into this space to receive forward. And it's dragged this guy out. And the second it drags this defender out, that's where the space for the through ball into Joe Perreault is. As you can see, the space now between the two defenders is ridiculous. There it is. It's lovely play. Lovely play. This is the goal now. Get a bit lucky. Bogle plays a long high ball. Liverpool does really well to win the header. But then ball goes into Solomon. And watch Aronson for this one. Watch Brendan Aronson. If you look here where Solomon's starting position is, Aronson drifts into that. So Solomon gets the ball. Aronson's drifting into that space where Solomon was. The key thing is, and this is where the up, back and through can be really effective. Usually, a lot of the time, we try and play the ball into Aronson here, and then we drive at the defence, which is fine. But what we've done is, we've missed that man, and we've gone straight into Joe Perreault, because they've recognised that the space here can be played into. It's really good football, like I just said. Aronson comes over, recognises where the space is. Joe Perreault sets him in that space. But the through this time isn't a pass, it's a dribble, which is also the same thing. You know, you're not passing through, you are the one driving into that space, recognising the space. It's just a little one where get the ball in there, sets him. This is not a goal, apologies, I said it was a goal, it isn't. Straight from Peru. Misses out Aronson, that dummy run, sets Aronson, and Aronson drives into that space. Should score. But again, look at Nonto attacking the back post. This is it. We're there. We're attacking the box. I've had problems with that this season. Now, this is my favourite one because it's so simple but so effective. This is like the thing I showed at the start, this one right here. So this is where I love it, and this is where I think in the Premier League, this is the move we have to look for. And our shape is very similar to usual, apart from we've got Tanaka kind of right back, the third right centre back, and Gruev is the one this time that's in that space. We always usually build up in a 3, but it's more or less Gruev usually that's in there. We changed it about. So Rodon's looking for this pass. Can I find Perreault? That's what they're... Can I find Perreault? In order for that to happen, 2 or 3 things must happen. 1, Rodon has to take that risk and believe in the pass. 2, Perreault has to receive the ball. He has to make the move to receive. And 3, Aronson has to vacate the space. A lot of the time we've seen this season, that ball is kind of into Aronson, which can work because he's good on the half turn. But also he's marked. And it doesn't really, doesn't create an overload. It doesn't create confusion. You know he's in front of you. You know he's there. He's quite in front of you. Whereas this is different. And you can tell this is worked on because Gruev is already preparing for the Pirot set. He's already making that move. Rodon takes that risk, plays it into Pirot. There it is, the ball through, straight to Pirot. And again, remember what I said before. Pirot making that move has dragged the centre-back out of the centre. Look, he's usually here. He dragged him out. Straight into Pirot's feet. Set into Gruev, who is ready. This is what it's mean. This is worked on. This is a thing we're doing. This is a thing that the team been working on, clearly. And even before he's got the ball, Solomon is gone, Aronson is gone, and this is the key thing. Usually, or a lot of the time, this would be Aronson, which means there isn't really this second run from Aronson. It's quite easy because this centre-back isn't getting dragged out of the space. Pirot would be deeper. So this is the importance of a number 9 that can do stuff like this. It's just exploited space behind. And like I said, Gruev now, second Rodon plays that pass. Gruev knows I'm on the set here. So there's the up. There's the set back. And there's Gruev, the ball through. And then again, 3 passes. 1 up, 1 set, 1 through, run on goal. It's impressive stuff, it is. It's quite simple, but not very easy to kind of pull off consistently. And you have to have variation in it, which we've shown. If you look at these clips, there's a lot of different players in the build-up. It's not just the same 3 players doing the same thing. It's different players, which is key. And if you bring in quality players and stepping up a level, so you need players that are more powerful, more quick on the ball, make them decisions, more brave, you know, but you're building on this. I love that move. That move is really good. There's 2 more left. We're nearly there. This one's just slightly different, but I just love it. Again, though, Firpo plays it into Pirot, who's made that little run off the defender. It's just giving him a little yard of space. This is where Pirot can be excellent, because his way to pass, by the way, is fantastic. Really underrated. It's just attacking space. It's a really good ball. It is. It's fantastic. But it's made by the run from Nonto. Hell's his run fantastic. It's just attacking space and holding width. I love how Solomon's held his width. I love how Aronson isn't really part of it again. Just look at the space between the fullback and the centre-back. That's the space you want to exploit. That's the gap you want to play through. It's not really up, back and through. It's more of a up into Pirot and a through. There's no back. But if you don't need to, you don't need to. The same principles. Pirot's played it to himself and he's turned on the ball. Firpo goes into him there. Pass into there. Turns. All through. 3 passes. Of course it won't be as easy in the Premier League. Of course it won't be. That doesn't mean a team can't switch off and then you've got to exploit it. That could be in any situation. You've got to have the bravery. It's the decision making. It's making them brave decisions. It's believing in what you can do and what you can play like as a team. That's the core thing of it. Even if it's harder in the Premier League, you still have to get these movements down. You have to nail them down. This is the key thing. You have to show the identity. You have to show what you can do. I needed to see this because this is really important for me. I think this is a way we can exploit teams. Especially if we bring in some more players who are better at this, who are a little bit quicker, that little bit sharper, a little more direct, a little bit braver. And then we're in. And that's 2 passes. From Firpo turning to Joe Pirot, turns his man, by the way. And then we're in. Final one. This is right at the end, and I love this. Again, just working in tight spaces. And Bamford, it comes in for a throw in. Bamford has the ball. He holds the ball up really well. And Solomon just drifts off his man here. He just drifts into this little space. Just here. Second he does, Bamford gives him that ball. Solomon sets it into Aronson. So it's a smaller situation, but the up is from Bamford. The back, or the set, is from Solomon. And the through is from Aronson, who's, again, look at Firpo, making that 3rd man run, attacking the space. Key thing, attacking that space that Bamford has created from his movement, dragging the centre-back out. Look at the space between the centre-back again. The key part in this. Look at the space between the centre-backs, or the full-back and the centre-back. That's the space we were exploiting. That's where the bravery, that's where the risk comes into it. And every single time we did it. These are just clips from the highlights. Like if you go through the entire game, there's constant stuff like this going on. It's just really impressive. Bamford gets it, sets it into Solomon, who sets it back to Aronson. And Firpo knows this is going to happen. Attacks the space between centre-back and full-back. Space that's been vacated from their centre-back who's tracked Bamford. And this is it. If you're slow, if you're not quite sure, if your decision making isn't quick enough, this will be evaporated in seconds. They'll get back in. There won't be space. You've got to be quick with it. You've got to be brave with it. Plays the ball through. There we go. Firpo for perfectly timed run. Ball across. We know what happens here. Fantastic movement from Ramzani on the back stick. Great ball. The move comes from this. The same thing as we've seen before. That striker just leaving the defensive line, being a guy who can set the ball, and then players exploiting that space he's left. Yeah, that's it. I hope that was... I tried to make it quite... I didn't want to confuse anyone. It's quite simple. It's just a pass forward, set back, and then a through ball to the runners that are exploiting space. That's all it's about. It's about bravery. It's about exploiting space. It's about how to exploit it. Can we do it quickly? Can we be direct? No matter what team you're against, if your idea of how you can be direct and how you can attack quick is clear, and every player's on the same wavelength, no team can react to 2 or 3 quick passes. They just can't. It's so difficult. No matter what league you're in, no matter what level you're at, if you know what you're going to do and you can execute what you know you're going to do in 3 passes, and that's from one end to the other of the pitch or whatever, it's so difficult as a defender to react because you've got to react to that. You don't know what they're going to do, and by the time you process what they're going to do, they've already done it. That's the key thing for me. When we go up and need to see more of this is going to be a really important part of our play, in my opinion, on the ball. And we need players who can really facilitate this at a high level. We've shown we can do it at this level. And a lot of these players probably can do it at a high level, but we need to bring in players who can really, really do it. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too much. I try to keep these quite narrow, quite fairly simple, because I don't want to alienate people, because I appreciate that, not everyone on here is a kind of analytical nerd like me and likes to do stuff like this. But like I said, this is just my background of what I used to do, so what I do. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you did. I'll see you all guys in a bit, and bye-bye. Let's go win a title.